My name is Randi Rogers, and I'm with Glock Incorporated.
What are you shooting today?
Today I'm shooting a Glock 34. That's the largest of the 9mm, and I shot it and it shot great and I had a good time.
What are some of the features of the Glock 34 that you like?
The Glock 34 has the longest sight radius. It's got a barrel length of, I believe, 5.23 inches, which gives you a little more length on your sight so that you can see for those longer shots. Out here this weekend we had about a 30-yard standard, and I felt like I could trust my sight picture really well. The other thing I like about the Glock 34 is I like the 9mm cartridge. I think it's easy to shoot, and I have a great time with it. Otherwise, I just think the Glock is a great gun to shoot. It's very simple to operate. There's no external safeties you have to worry about turning off, but it is still a safe gun. It's got 3 internal safeties, so I don't have to worry about dropping it or anything like that. It's going to be perfectly safe until I put my finger on the trigger.
Do you do anything special to your Glock before you use it in competition?
I don't do very much to my Glock. I shoot a stock service pistol, and I changed the recoil spring. I put a 14-pound recoil spring in it. I put a different set of sights on it, and I add some grip tape on the outside, and that's it.
What did you think of today's match?
I thought today's match was excellent. There were a lot of really technical stages, a lot of good position work, a lot of good targets, and I had a great time.
Glock has come out with their new Gen 4 models. What's new with this generation?
Okay, the Gen 4 has several new changes to it. The largest is that it has removable back straps, so you can change the width of the grip depending on your hand size. It also has an enlarged and reversible magazine release catch so that it's easier to touch, and if you happen to be left-handed you can flip it around. And then internally it has a dual recoil spring, which actually absorbs some of the recoil and makes the gun a little bit softer to shoot.
Do you train any differently for IDPA compared to some of the other competitions that you do?
You know, for every competition I shoot, I do a little bit of specific training. IDPA, it's always important to shoot those targets because they are different from others. And then it's always good to practice the concealment, and then the reloads are different in IDPA than they are in other sports, so I practice the reloads as well.
Do you do a lot of dry fire at home?
Do a lot of dry firing. I think dry firing is perfect practice, and so it's easy, it's cheap, and all it takes is your time, and it's good for you.
And you can dry fire the Glock safely?
Absolutely. I dry fire my Glock. I've dry fired it thousands of times. Unfortunately, the trigger doesn't reset, so it makes it a little bit more difficult to dry fire, but I still think it's a good practice tool.
What do you do in your free time when you're not shooting or working?
In my free time, I like to go outdoors. I like hiking, I like swimming, I like being outside, and so I try to spend as much time out doing physical activity as I can, help keep me in shape for shooting, and just enjoy life.
Do you plan on doing any other types of shooting competitions in the near future?
Well, hopefully in the next year I'd like to start doing some 3-gun shooting. I'd like to try my Glock in a different way, and I'd like to try shooting some long guns. So next year I'd like to do 3-gun.
Are you seeing more female shooters getting started in the action pistol sport?
Absolutely. I think female membership is up. Unfortunately, I don't think it's up where it should be. I'd like to encourage all the guys out there to bring their daughters and their wives. But I do see more every time, and that's something we're always working on.
How did you first get introduced to firearms?
I got started with my grandfather. He taught me how to shoot when I was about 11, and I loved it, and I didn't want to quit, and fortunately I've been lucky enough to continue.
Is there anything else you'd like to add?
I just like to tell everybody to be safe and shoot straight and have fun.